Hello, it's Phil Thatch, and I'm here with Heather, who's making the video you're watching, and we're in downtown Chattanooga, and we've been walking around for about 20 minutes looking for a composition. There's 2 or 3 buildings in Chattanooga that kind of come down to a point or a wedge, and the first one that's closer to Miller Plaza, I couldn't get a composition. I couldn't find a composition, but we came down to this one, which is the Pickle Barrel. It's a kind of a famous bar here in Chattanooga, and I think I found something. So now we just got to wait for the sun to set and get set up. All right, so as usual, I'm struggling to get the composition just right. I had the 70 to 200 on, but now I'm switched over to the 24 to 70 and scooting a little bit closer. I'm trying to keep the street lights out of the shot. And there's a building behind the Pickle Barrel on the right that has a gold dome. I thought I would try to get that in the shot, but it's looking like I probably won't. The closer I can get to having the camera level nose to tail, even though I'm looking up at this building, the less lens distortion with lines coming in like this I'll have. So that's why I've got the camera so high. And it looks like I'm probably gonna have, in order to get this in the frame, I'm probably gonna crop the bottom of the frame off. It'll be a 16 by 9 or maybe even wider than that, maybe. I'm not sure, I'm still working on it. There's a lot of traffic right here, and I think I may, by the time it gets blue hour-ish, my exposure will be pretty long, and I'm putting a 3-stop on, neutral density, and I may get some light trails going through this shot. Got lots of wind. Heather's had to put her hair back, and we're here in the parking lot of the TVA building, is where we're shooting from. I've got my camera set up right as close as I can get to the road to try to get this shot over here. So you can see my composition here. I've got the 3-stop ND filter on it now. The sun is not set all the way yet. There's still fairly bright sun on the building, which I don't want. I'm at f11, ISO 100. The exposure is going to get longer and longer, and hopefully, as you can see this traffic coming by, I'll get some streaking headlights in the exposure as well. Plus I'm going to crop off about the bottom third of the frame, keeping all of the top of the frame most likely. So this shot is basically a test shot. The sun had not fully gotten off of the building, and I wanted it off the building, but I wanted to show you kind of the composition in the works. So we're just waiting it out as the sun goes down. It keeps getting a little darker. The building's fully in shade now, but I'm waiting till, I guess it may take blue hour to get this thing just right. Most of the cars have their headlights on, but not all of them. And like I say, I'm gonna try to get some streaks of light as they go up the road. I'm using a 5-second timer instead of my cable release, but I may switch to the cable release so I can get the timing just right. I may do that now. Starting to get darker now. Every couple of minutes, the correct exposure takes more time. I'm up to 6 seconds now. And look over there, there's this huge murmuration, I think is what you call it, of European starlings. Yes, European starlings. I don't know. You can see them. There's got to be 500 birds in that murmuration. So actual sunset was 5 minutes ago, and there's still some people driving with their headlights not on. And of course, there's still plenty of light, but in the next 30 minutes or so, we'll be just right. Street lights are coming on around. That light right there just came on, and there's 2 LED lights at the top of this pole, and another light like that across the street right by the Pickle Barrel will definitely be in the shot, and some more going down the road beyond the Pickle Barrel that will be in the shot. So hopefully that doesn't adversely affect it. Might even get some stars off of them, depending on the aperture I use. Here's a couple more images that I liked while the light was continuing to improve. These 2 aren't my favorites of the evening, but it just kind of shows you how the light was changing as the night continued. And this one's pretty good with the cars' light trails going through it. Okay, so we were looking in photo pills, and blue hour starts, sunset was a few minutes ago, but blue hour starts in about 5 minutes, and the light just keeps getting better and better. So I'm continuing to shoot. Of course, now I'm shooting with no cars coming by, so I should wait. These exposures are getting long now. I'll probably have to take that 3-stop neutral density filter back off. Yeah, I'm up to 13 seconds now, and it's still showing a little underexposed. 20 seconds. Okay, I'm going to show you that 20-second exposure right now, and this is probably my favorite photo of the evening, even though I failed to get good headlight trails all the way across in this one. I just love the goldenness of it, and the later ones are more blue hour. I'm using my 24-70 lens hood bracelet like I've done in a video before, and it's getting dark enough to take that 3-stop off and still have a long enough exposure to trail these lights. So that changed the correct exposure from 20 seconds back down to 4, just taking that 3-stop filter off. But as it gets darker, it'll get nice and long again. Okay, so here's another one, and it's less golden, so I don't like it as much, but the car light trails are getting better and better, and eventually it becomes less about the building and more about the cars, and then it becomes more about stars. Okay, I've just totally recomposed this shot. I took out a lot of the stuff to the right, and I'm up a little closer now as far as the zoom. So hopefully I've made the right decision there. I went from shooting at 36 millimeters to 38, not that much, but definitely changed where I was shooting some. Well, we're definitely in the blue hour now, and I'm shooting 13 seconds. Now I went up to f16 to get a little bit longer exposure. I was at f11, but I would be over 30 seconds now if I still had that filter on. It's wanting a little bit less. Now 15 seconds. Okay, so this next shot I'm going to show you is just a few seconds after that 15-second shot, and this one's 20. This may be the best light trail shot of the night, and I'm pretty pleased with it. Okay, I've gone up to f22. I'm trying to get as long of an exposure as I can without putting that 3-stop on, because then it would be forever. And at f22, all the lights are getting beautiful stars on them, sun stars on them. So I think it's turned out pretty good. It's definitely blue hour. I don't know if you can see blue in the sky over the building behind me, but we are in the blue hour. And I apologize, there's probably a ton of noise in the video that Heather's making because of the high ISO that she's probably having to use. But we're still shooting. I'm at ISO 100, 30 seconds, f22. Okay, so once again, my priorities are changing as the night goes on. At first it was golden light, and then it was light trails, and now it's slowly starting to switch over to getting stars on the lights. Okay, I'm changing compositions again. Just trying to get this thing just right. And I'll wait on my 30-second exposure until the light turns green so some cars move. This one, there weren't many cars to move. See, it's weird, it's how the lights catch down that way, but with a 30-second exposure, although I hope I didn't just move the camera, I've been shooting this whole time, and here comes traffic finally. Well, in this wider composition, the shot is no longer about the pickle barrel. It's more about the scene and the intersection, and really influencing the street lights and the stars I'm getting with the f22 shot. Okay, the blue hour is almost over, and we shot 1,000 different ways, and eventually the pickle barrel had hardly any light on it, and the intersection became more of the focus of this shot. So I'm not sure which version we'll use. Maybe we'll show you 2 or 3, but we appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. Hope you have a great day or a great evening, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.